Previously on Kampung Quest. At the Kampung house, alliances are made. Chris calls out Zilpha as the most unworthy to win Kampung Quest. The Urbanites are split into two camps, winners in Langit and losers into Marikh.
Chris actually backstabbed Zil right in front of her face.
I'm just like so shocked at what happened in the whole social thing. Chris made the first divide between us all, really. Everyone's just like, wow, maybe he isn't what he says. I definitely need to be careful who I cry for. I'm sort of happy that at least two of each person from the squad goals are in each team.
As soon as we were assigned to our campsite, wow, everyone was just blazing. I was, well, he's like the machine of the group. He's just so determined in cutting stuff and like, you know, when we were collecting firewood.
We decided that we would build a shelter.
We had to look for some firewood to make fire.
Gathering the wood was probably the most fun actually. Like we have a nice sleeping pattern where we choose like who sleeps where. Man and I sleep in the middle, and we're spooning, and then Charlie's at the end.
I do have a very close relationship with Z. I see Azman kind of like a father figure. He's very soft-spoken and he kind of knows what he's doing.
In terms of the fire, we can always build like a funnel so that
Oz tends to be very direct. Those two are kind of like vying for like the alpha male top spot.
There's a lot of alpha males in our camp. I think Man is also quite an alpha male because she's very outdoorsy type. She wants to take charge.
I had a SIC alliance. All my alliances are in Langit. This gives me a fresh chance to actually show myself to the others who actually don't really know me yet.
In our survival kit, we got 2 cans of baked beans, 2 bottles of water. We don't even have proper places to sleep.
There's no more mattresses. It's really hard ground. Washing our own clothes. We sound so spoiled. Just the coldness itself is really so demotivating, and I can't even speak properly right now because I'm shivering.
I think that we have a few people who are not physically strong enough to be able to survive the harsh conditions that we're living in. This might affect their journey on Kampung Quest and how far they reach in the competition.
We had the kampungs before this, so it was like all warm and all nice and all cozy. Right now, although I'm a bit like shivering, it's not too bad because we get to see the stars and we get to snuggle each other as well.
Me, Oz, and Azman, we 3 just made an alliance. We'll most probably vote off the other 3.
Previously, Azman and I formed an alliance, and now that we're in the same team, we are now with Ben as well.
Oh God, day 1 and I already made an enemy at the selection ring. I did not mean it in that way. It's going to be a tough game.
The SIC alliance consists of me, Salman, and Chris. Me and Chris end up in Langit, and Salman is actually in Marikh. I don't know how this is going to work out right now.
My number 1 alliance ended up in the opposing team. You know, you could need that one friend, and Salman was my one friend.
My alliance has been split into 2 teams. I expected all of us not to be in the same camp, because if we were, we don't vote for each other, who's going to vote for what?
I'm in Langit now. I think I kind of like my group.
Thankfully, we have 3 of us that are in Scouts.
After the selection, it was pretty obvious, like we have the stronger camp. I honestly could not get a better camp than the one I'm in now. I even like the name, it's like Langit, sky.
So our camp basically consists of winners. Right now we're like separated into two teams, and really sad to see that we have to leave some of our friends go.
It was kind of fascinating watching the scouts come along. Now, of course, I'm no scout, but I did what I can to fit in.
Either we use that method or we use that method.
Yeah, it cannot be both.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Just put it up.
We're just busy on building our shelter, getting fire.
We had our bamboo stakes to make it as a shelter.
Nick was our tree chopper. He was in charge of finding the wood and cutting them. Julian is really good at the knots. From the Kampung house straight to the outdoors. It was a big shock for me and I was really sad.
Actually, to be honest, I was really waiting for this. I had enough of the Kampung house already.
Out here in the woods, with no light, in the middle of the night. I had to pee right behind a rock just now. It was so weird. So awkward, like I've never experienced that before.
I'm concerned about the peeing, especially at night. We can't make a torch because we tried, but it just melted.
I just wish there was more stuff. A sleeping bag would have been nice. I got really scared when the scouts started complaining as oh god, if it's bad for them, like what? How am I going to survive here?
We're not sure whether it's going to rain or not. We might be drenched in rain and if we get sick, and that's going to ruin our chances to win the next quest, and that will ruin everything.
The strategy in our new camp is basically to win every single possible elimination challenge out there. We have like the best puzzle maker, Ian. We have like the best physical attribute person, Nick. And even the girls there are strong too. We're going to be brutal. No one would have ever seen a camp like this before in Kampung Quest history.
To be brought into the jungle, literally in the middle of nowhere. It's a big difference because we had to make camp, had to collect firewood in the middle of the night, and we barely had any proper sleeping materials or food or water. Okay, how about if I put something here? I could see the tree line and like thousands of stars. It's something totally different, at the same time something very, very beautiful.
It's nice because we get to actually socialize with everyone. Not because of the boys, but I mean like the actual surrounding. We do our best to seek for resources like coconut. We motivate each other to find more firewood so that we can create fire that will help us for the night.
Thank you, Charlie. Okay. Y'all do what you do, I'll just be here doing
In Marikh, the guys are more dominant. Every person has their own opinion and we are all leading each other. Anything that we are lack of, that we feel, we just voice it out. We're actually quite a good team. Like I like it because we're all the same. Maybe after a few quests, we would decide who's the leader. Maybe Oz would be the leader. He seems like the leader type. I mean, he likes to be in control.
There is like this alpha male thing with Asman and Oswald. Those are like the big two. And maybe the little brother is like Ben. Today there was like this little clash thing about wood. Oswald wanted to go further in the river to find more wood, and we're also thirsty, and then Asman just didn't agree on it. So that's kind of like a little spark there. We are only in like a couple of days in, you know. This alpha male thing might come across as a problem. And if we even start losing, that also might become a problem. Because alpha males don't want to lose.
Last night was our first night in the jungle. Our fire burned out pretty fast because we didn't manage to collect enough firewood. The girls, we all slept inside. Ian slept with us.
I actually felt a little bit warm in the tent.
Me and Nick slept under the stars. That's a very beautiful experience. We did our usual daily activities of collecting firewood.
So we went down the stream to like cut wood, and then we made this human chain. So we started like passing down wood.
Langit generally is more stable when it comes to the living quarters compared to Marikh. It was just lucky that it didn't rain last night, or else Marikh would have been soaked because all of them were sitting on their roof.
We ate breakfast, we had tuna.
We had like a tin can of tuna. Aki was like taking just the tuna and leaving the onions behind.
I'm quite picky with my food.
I don't really like tuna and I dislike onions.
We literally passed the tuna around and just all shared from that one can.
Yeah, I think that was like the best meal already. Sometimes when we're just quiet, Nick tends to just keep on looking at the other camp. For me, I feel like he kind of wants to be there.
I kind of feel like I'm not in the right camp.
When Azman went up against Amelia, we were like thinking that Azman would win it. I wanted Azman on my camp.
Nick Daniel is quite sad being in the wrong group, maybe with us. He's like isolating himself.
Amelia, she's the quietest. I don't have anything against her. She's just too quiet. Maybe that's why I don't really get along with her, because we don't talk much.
Amelia's stronger than I expected. She doesn't speak as much because she has a language barrier. She only speaks Malay at home. Coming here and everyone's always speaking English, I'm pretty sure it's hard. My Camp Langit is okay. They're more of a quieter bunch. Obviously, it's not as lively as over there. Majority of the people that are lively are on that side. They're very loud, alive and whatnot. They're overdoing it sometimes.
Urbanites, how'd you enjoy your first night in the jungle? Well, I hope you got enough rest, because our quest for today will be a physical one. It's one we call Dodge Quest. Each camp will make their way into the ring. There's one ball. Your job is to knock out your opponent by hitting them with the ball. However, the eliminated party will have to walk from their camp to the barrels behind the opposing camp and climb up on it. The person on the barrel can pick up the ball and knock a member of the opposing team out from behind. The winning camp will be able to get one extra blanket, but that blanket will come from the losing camp. Urbanites, if you may please take your positions. Langit! Marikh! Urbanites, quest on! Then you gotta get on a barrel. Urbanites, quest on. Oh. Nick Daniel made a mistake. Watch out, guys. Nice. Very nice shot, Ben. Does look like Marikh is in the lead right now. Quest on. Ooh, close. Oh, Langit is 3 down. Marikh has the advantage. Make this one count, Langit. Quest on. Zilpha, you're out. Quest on. Very well dodged. Nice catch, Nick.
Catch it, catch it! Yeah, just throw the ball.
Careful. Oh, Nick, you're out. Looks like Marikh's in the lead for this one. Very strongly, I might add. Quest on. Only the 2 girls from Langit's left.
Zilpha! Yes, out.
That was a hit. Yeah. 1 girl left. Langit, Marikh, this one looks as good as it is yours. Quest on.
Elbow, let's go. Out. Hey.
Oh. Game.
Nice one, man.
Jolene, you're out. The winners of this quest is Camp Marikh.
Oh, you're strong, babe.
Urbanites, that was a tough match. But congratulations, Marikh, you win. Langit, I'm sorry to say, but one of your blankets will be taken away. Marikh, you get the choice now of picking whose blanket you want to take.
Chris.
Chris,
I was gonna offer mine anyways.
thank you very much, Urbanites. We will see you again for your next quest soon. You may now return to your respective camps.
The first quest we had today is Dodge Quest. We don't have the communication and the teamwork between us. Everyone just rely on one person, Nick. We actually have the trust in ourselves.
We went into that quest a bit underprepared, dehydrated. We all depended on the strongest person, Nick, there to carry the team, and I think that was our first mistake.
Oswald was really strong. I think all of us felt the threat. I was kind of surprised I was the last one out. I was hoping Nick, please don't leave us.
I don't know why we're losing, maybe because we doesn't have that bond or teamwork yet. We need to do a lot more bonding session.
When we lost the quest, we came back, we started talking it out.
I like how our team rebounded from that. We just had a small group meeting on things that we can improve.
I don't really put myself forward. I don't want to boss around just because I have the experience. I just want them to experience this whole thing by themselves.
The reward of the other team being one of our blankets. I didn't intentionally wanted to cause friction between me and Z. It was just, I was going to say the shortest name I could say. The question could have been, who was the strongest Urbanite in the game? Who was the prettiest Urbanite in the game? It wouldn't matter, I would have answered Z.
If Zilpha were to know the truth, why he said that, I think she will understand.
Always believed in a fair and honest gameplay. And, just seeing the other team just selectively and as a group just picking me out like that was really unfair.
It's going to be very interesting.
I'm still in alliance with Nick. Most probably if anything happens, he would have my back. Things have gotten more intense with the alliance I have with the other members. They seem more cold. They don't seem as friendly as before. I mean, once in a while, we do get to see them doing quests. Even then, they seem more distant. If it turns out that way, then we just have to play the game.
There's this feud going on with that camp and our camp. I think the war has just started lah.
Dodge quest went pretty well. I think we worked very well as a team. Oz played extremely well. He put in a lot of energy into it. Ben did a good job even though he was eliminated.
We really wanted to show our potential and we really wanted to prove ourselves.
I don't know what's with Langit. It's just that I think Langit has this thing about Marikh that they tend to really underestimate a lot.
They honestly think they're better than us, and I think what powered us is seeing them surprised that we won. They were like, wait, what just happened, Jeremy said that I needed to choose someone's blanket from the other team. I decided to choose Chris because for me to get revenge is a waste of time. I chose so I could just make the slate clean.
As you know what Chris said, Z is not cut out for this. Now he knows he is cut out for this.
Urbanites, your next quest will be a mental one. And I hope you really, really like rambutan. In front of you are plates of rambutan with a few extra guests on them. Your quest will be to remove the rambutans off the plate with your mouths only. The camp that manages to do so the fastest will win 1 point. The camp that gets 5 points first will win this quest. You will have to decide which among you will go first. However, opposing camps will choose for you. Because Langit lost the last quest, they will get to choose who will be the first to take on this mental quest. Who from Marikh will be your first opponent?
Charlie.
Charlie, please step forward. You now get to choose who from Langit will be representing them.
I've chosen Jolene.
Jolene, you will represent Langit. If you may please step forward. Are you ready? Please stand in front of your barrels. Urbanites, quest on. Game. Congratulations, Charlie. You just took away 1 point for Marikh. Jolene, there will still be more chances to play. Marikh, you now have first pick on who will take on this challenge for Langit.
We choose Amelia.
Amelia? Langit, who from Marikh?
We'll go with Ben.
Ben.
Alright? Nice.
Urbanites, Quest on.
You can do it, yeah. You can do it. Come on, Ben. You know what is coming out. Come on, Ben. Put it out. You got it.
Game! Congratulations, Amelia. You just helped level the playing field for your camp. Z, please step forward. Ian, please step forward. Please take your positions. On my count. Quest on. Game. Congratulations, Zilpha. You've taken the lead once again for your camp. Nick for Langit. Salman for Marikh. Please take your positions. Quest on. Game. Marikh furthers their lead. Langit, you're gonna need to try a little harder. Your next challengers are Akila, Azman, Quest on. Game. Congratulations, Azman. You are now 1 point away from victory from Marikh. Urbanites, this could be the final round. Oswald, Chris, please step forward. Take your positions. Quest on. Well done, Chris. It looks like Langit is still in the game. The score is now Marikh 4, Langit 2. Marikh, you just need one more point to win this quest. Ben, please step forward. Ian, please step forward. Quest on. Game! The first camp to reach 5 points. Marikh, congratulations. For winning this quest, your reward is rambutans. I'm sure after today's quest, there's a lot to think about. Who's the strongest in your team? Who's the weakest link? You may now return to your camps. Thank you very much, Urbanites.
When Jeremy said quest on, I didn't really think of anything. I was like, okay, let's do this.
I kind of had like an emotional breakdown during that quest. I'm really afraid of worms. It leaves like that disgusting taste in the mouth.
It takes a lot of courage for a man to show his weakness like that. And it's like I really salute Ian. It didn't matter because we weren't going for an elimination quest. Nobody was going to go for campfire, it didn't matter. But then I came back and I saw Akila just broke down into tears and I'm like, oh God.
I think Akila cried because she thinks that she didn't contribute anything to the group. I was kind of shocked seeing someone cry.
To be honest, I didn't expect Akila and Ian to break down. They were pretty bummed about it because they wanted to win so badly. They're disappointed in the camp.
I just wish something like that would never have to happen again.
Losing the first two quests did affect my morale, I guess. I was kind of emotional. We need to be more of a team. We need to be more motivated to win. So that was what got me upset in the beginning.
This is a game, so this is how it works. There's winning and losing. We have to learn from our mistakes and just do better for our next quest.
Through all the hardship and all the losses we took, I believe that was what the camp needed to bring it together. A couple of blankets and rambutans from the reward quest wouldn't have meant as much as the lessons learned. And I believe these lessons will make or break a team.
During the second quest, I think a lot of us had already mentally prepared that there would be worms. I've actually eaten worms before, so it wasn't really a problem. We hyped each other a lot before the game. That's why we kind of like really have the edge over Langit.
When I had to do the rambutan challenge, I mentally thought, what's the difference? I mean, what is it going to do to me? It's not going to hurt me. I'm going to win this for my team.
We just need to keep our head in the game, keep us focused and not too overjoyed or too ecstatic from our previous wins, and just keep on focusing on each win at a time.
I think the driving force behind Langit is Akila. I really think she's the strongest person. Chris definitely thinks he's the leader. Nick is a person that likes to prove people, and because he lost, he feels defeated, and I don't think he likes to feel defeated.
What I see from Langit is that they don't seem to have that synchronicity. Everybody seems sort of dejected, even though they're the winning team. If we can keep the morale high, I think we can definitely go very far.
I've been hearing a lot of gossip from the other camp, like how they're all really sad and miserable and they hate it and they're divided, and how we're all having fun here. I feel quite bad for them, but at the same time, it's a game and there's only one winner, so if you gotta hate, you gotta hate. I have an alliance with Nick, Azam, and Akila, but I feel like because we're separated, it's gonna break up, which I don't really mind.
Zilpha is kind of like one of my good friends, but she's such a threat as well. She can manipulate people very easily. People like that are dangerous along the line. To be honest, there's something about her that makes me think that I can't really trust her. It almost feels like she's like another Chris in a very ironic way.
What's interesting about the concept of alpha males is that it doesn't have to be necessarily male. You can have alpha males even though they're female, and I think Zilpha is pretty outgoing and she commands a big presence in the group as well. So people tend to listen to what she says. Not necessarily that we trust her judgment.
That's all y'all. That's all y'all. So, I already have this for myself. So you guys can just go hard on this. Okay. That's all y'all, Sean. Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
And then this one's everyone's, yeah?
On the next episode of Kampung Quest, Marikh begin to feel the effects of living in the harsh jungle. A demoralized Langit prepare for the crucial elimination quest. One camp will face the campfire. Which would it be?